I got to explain what happened at the Capitol yesterday because most people aren't even going to know about the story. Okay, first of all, I got to start with this. There's a Never Again bill. This was a great bill. It was written in 2021 by Representative Eric Mortensen. And what it would do is it'd stop a governor from unilaterally declaring emergency powers ever again. It's a great bill. That bill right now has been reintroduced in this legislative session by Drew Roach. He's a freshman representative from Farmington. So the bill is HF 26. That's the real Never Again bill. However, there's also a fake Never Again bill, which really doesn't actually stop the governor's ability from unilaterally declaring emergency powers. All it does is says it won't go on and on. It just is 14 days. That's essentially what the bill does. That's HF 21, and it's authored by Kristin Robbins. Okay, so the Republican establishment who lead you to believe that they're on board with the real Never Again bill, they're actually, many of them are co-authors on the bill. However, they're trying to kill HF 26, the real Never Again bill. Here's how we know. Both of those bills were introduced when the legislative session started a couple weeks ago. HF 21, the fake Never Again bill, goes to the state government committee, and in an hour's time, it passes out committee and goes to the general register. That means it can be pulled up on the House floor anytime. The real Never Again bill, HF 26, actually goes to a subcommittee, goes to the Veterans Committee, and as you can tell, it's going to be referred to a bunch of different committees, so basically it dies. It never sees a vote on the House floor. Okay, so let's fast forward. That happened weeks ago. Let's fast forward to what happened yesterday in the Minnesota House. HF 21, the fake Never Again bill, authored by Kristin Robbins, ends up going on the general register and is going to be debated and then eventually voted on. So the bill comes up, and there's a bunch of amendments, 2 good amendments by Republicans, and a third amendment comes up, and that's by a Democrat legislator. In fact, not just any Democrat, the Democrat floor leader, Jamie Long. And what he is doing is he's offering an amendment to the fake Never Again bill that they call it a delete all amendment. It basically takes all the language in the bill, deletes it, and inserts the language of the real Never Again bill. Watch Jamie Long right here explain what he's doing.
Long moves to amend House File Number 21 as amended. The amendment is coded DE1.
I recognize the author of the amendment, Representative Long, who will explain the amendment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Well, Representative Altendorf had referred to House File 21, the underlying bill, as the Never Again bill twice. But unless I'm mistaken, the amendment that I am authoring is the Never Again Act, which is House File 26. And let me state up front, this is not my idea. This was introduced by Representative Roach, with co-authors from Speaker Dameth, Representative Niska, Representative Nash, and others. And we've seen a lot of bills that have skipped committee stops this session on a fast track to come to the floor. We saw House File 14 skipped Government Ops and Ways and Means. House File 20 skipped State Government and Ways. House File 12 skipped Judiciary. But unfortunately, the Never Again Act has been referred to the Veterans Committee and laid over on its path to the floor. So my intent on offering this today is simply to give members a choice between 2 very different approaches, I guess the Never Again bill and the Never Again Act. And they take very different tacks on emergency declarations. To be clear, I plan to vote no on this amendment. I support current law. But I did want House File 26 to have the opportunity to not be laid over indefinitely and never again be seen on the floor. So I ask members for a no vote.
Okay, now I just have to stop right here. The Democrats really don't believe in the Never Again bill. You heard Jamie Long say, hey, I'm not actually going to vote for this thing. What they're trying to do is they're trying to find the divide between the Republicans and the Democrats. It's just a little trick, but needless to say, it's a great thing because he's doing the work of the authors of the Never Again bill, the real Never Again bill. They should want this bill to get a vote. So if it goes through, the fake HF 21 Never Again bill now becomes the real Never Again bill. That's a wonderful thing. But here comes the establishment, a rhino, Jim Nash, trying to crush it using a procedural move called a point of order, saying that it's not germane.
Madam Speaker, point of order.
State your point of order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise under House Rules 3.21, germaneness. As Representative Long, I'm sure, knows, the House File 26 that he just referenced, in addition to Chapter 12, covers 34A 35, 41B, 144, 151, 207C. And while this is the Robbins bill only has Chapter 12, and I'm sure that Representative Roach is flattered by your admiration of his bill. It is working its way through the committee process, and it is far more expansive. So for that, Madam Speaker, I urge that you find the amendment out of order, and I am prepared to offer advice if you haven't had enough already.
State your advice.
That it is wildly more expansive, and that is not permitted per our rule.
Okay, then you got a little bit of a debate between the Democrats and the Republicans. I don't need to play this for you. They're going to talk about, oh, procedurally, this is germane, this is not germane. It is what it is. Let's just be honest. This is a trick used to kill bills, and in this case, by the Republican establishment, because they don't want to actually take a vote on the real Never Again bill. They want to hide that vote from their actual constituents. So then Speaker Lisa Demuth weighs in. She has the ability to either find the point of order well taken, meaning she agrees with it and it's not germane, which then kills this bill, kills the amendment, and they'll have to vote on the HF 21, the fake Never Again bill. Or she disagrees with Jim Nash, and in that case, they actually vote on the amendment to insert the language of the real Never Again bill. Here's Lisa Demuth.
I've studied the amendment. I've reviewed the bill and considered your advice, and I am ruling that the point of order is not well taken.
Madam Speaker, point of clarification.
Point of clarification.
Madam Speaker, I made the point of order that the amendment was not germane, and just wanted to make sure that I may have misheard you.
I am ruling that the point of order is well taken.
Okay, now you can tell Lisa Demuth is an amateur. She got it wrong. She initially said she did not agree with Jim Nash. Clearly, that's not what she meant. She corrected herself. The Democrats pounced on this, by the way. But anyhow, then Jamie Long says, well, I appeal the ruling of the chair, and I want a roll call vote, which means he needs 15 people to put their hands up in the air. And if he gets 15 people, there's an actual recorded vote to see who agrees with the Never Again bill. Now, this is the vote on the real Never Again bill, okay? You have to understand. If you really believe in the Never Again bill, you should vote red here, vote against the speaker, because that's what they're doing. They're appealing the ruling the speaker. So if you vote green on this, what you're saying is the speaker was right in finding this not germane. And if you vote red, it means you disagree with the speaker and you want to vote on the amendment. Now, once again, I have to specify, the Republican establishment here doesn't even want a vote on the amendment. They want to kill this on a procedural move. Now let's watch this.
Madam Speaker.
Representative Long.
Yeah, I had suspected that might have been the way you go, and so I requested a roll call previously, but I would like to make a roll call, appeal the ruling of the speaker and request a roll call.
Representative.
All right, now they're just debating back and forth about the merits of this thing. Once again, we're going to fast forward this thing because, quite frankly, you have to understand, the Democrats are doing this because they really want the Republicans to have some infighting, and the Republican establishment's doing this because they don't want their members to have to take a vote on the most important legislation, the real Never Again bill that stops the governor's ability to unilaterally declare emergency powers. We get down to the vote, and all we need is one Republican, like, I don't know, the author of the real Never Again bill, to vote with the Democrats in this case, to vote against Lisa Demuth, the speaker, who said that this was not germane. She's essentially saying the real Never Again bill is not germane to this actual bill that they're calling the Never Again bill as well, right? So what we need is just one Republican to vote red. Here's the vote.
Gander.
Gander votes aye.
Gander votes aye. Hicks.
Hicks votes no.
Hicks votes no.
The clerk will close the roll. There being 67 ayes and 66 nays, it is the judgment of the House that the decision of the Speaker shall stand.
Okay, and there you go. You have it. They kill the ability to even vote on the real Never Again bill. This was the one chance they had to actually have the Never Again bill get a vote on the House floor. You would think if you were an author or a co-author on the real Never Again bill, you would be championing this. By the way, just so you know, Representative Jim Nash, the guy that actually killed the vote, is a co-author on the Never Again bill. So what a bunch of frauds these people are. Anyhow, so then this is how pathetic things are. This is really just all for show in the end anyhow, because guess what? So what happens once they found in favor of the Speaker's ruling that this was not germane? That means there's no amendment. We're not going to vote on the amendment. So now we're just going to debate, and you're going to see a long debate for the actual HF 21, the fake Never Again bill that still allows the governor to declare emergency powers for 14 days. So they're going to vote on that bill. And they still can't pass it because Republicans put themselves in a box and said, hey, even though we have 67 to 66, we have 67 Republicans and only 66 Democrats, we need 68 votes to pass the bill. Watch.
Whenever you're ready.
Gander votes aye.
And Gander votes aye. Hicks.
Hicks votes no.
Hicks votes no.
The clerk will close the roll.
Madam Speaker, Niska changes from aye to nay.
Niska changes from aye to nay. There being 66 ayes and 67 nays, the bill does not pass.
So in the end of the day, this is just a big fail by the Republicans. They don't even pass any bills right now. Their speakership as a Republican is moot because what's the point if you don't even get really good bills, the better bills, like the real Never Again bill, and even the watered down bills like the fake Never Again bill, you can't even pass in the Minnesota House because you box yourself in saying you can't pass bills unless they're 68. By the way, we disagree with that, and we've got proof that bills have passed with 67 votes in the history of the Minnesota House. So what a joke, but I want to share this story with you because I want to show you exactly how the Republican establishment, and by the way, the Democrats do this well, but the Republican establishment will kill really good bills through procedural moves. Take care.